Cardano is very strong. There are over 1,200 projects building, over 100 have launched in some way. We have this great strength in NFTs. Stablecoins are announced and coming. DEXs are already operational, and Vossel has been launched and has considerably improved the development experience. The power and magic of Cardano is its resilience and durability and its capacity to adjust, grow, and change. And that's where we're currently at. Every single day, we have demonstrated as an ecosystem that we're strong and capable.
Cardano founder Charles Hoskinson has reacted to speculation that the ecosystem is caught in the aftermath of the FTX collapse and may be facing some liquidity issues. In a recent broadcast titled Rugs and Failed Projects, the Input-Output Global co-founder clarifies speculation on Ardana and Orbis, two Cardano projects that announced ending development on the same day last week. The Ardana ecosystem, which hailed itself as the first all-in-one stablecoin ecosystem built on Cardano, consisted of the DUSD stablecoin, an AMM DEX called DanaSwap, and the Dana Governance Token. In November 2021, the project raised $10 million in a strategic funding round. Collapse hedge fund Three Arrows Capital was one of the investors that led the funding round. Fast forward 1 year later, Ardana has thrown in the towel, according to a recent Twitter post. Here is the announcement from the company's official Twitter account. Hello, Ardana community. Unfortunately, due to recent developments with regard to funding and project timeline uncertainty, the Ardana project has had to come to a halt. Our code will remain open source for builders to continue our work going forward as they wish. Following the announcement, the Dana token dropped by almost 80% to a new all-time low of $0.01158. Upon launch last November, the token had hit an all-time high of $11.27. After Ardana's announcement, another Cardano project also informed investors that it had ceased development. Orbis, a Layer 2 solution for scaling higher throughput, is headed by Ryan Matovu, who also founded Ardana. Here is the official announcement posted on Twitter. Unfortunately, due to constrained funding and uncertain conditions, Orbis Labs is unable to continue building and the project has come to a halt. This is unfortunate given the amazing research and work that has been produced. In his broadcast, Hoskinson explains that announcements are in no way connected to the Cardano network. According to the 35-year-old American entrepreneur, the ecosystem is stronger than ever and still has its best years ahead. We will now take you to Hoskinson's broadcast. But before we do, please take a little time to like this video, subscribe, and turn on post notifications for more videos. Also, ensure you drop your comments and observations below and check out our other crypto-related videos. Thanks and enjoy the video.
So, the subject of today's video is Ardana and Orbis. So these two projects, I guess they shared leadership, were two projects in the Cardano ecosystem. I saw over the last few days some grumblings about the projects having issues, and then on Twitter, a tweet came out saying that they have now discontinued operations, or at least are scaling back to the point where they're no longer going to be able to deliver what they promised they were going to deliver. Now, I was an investor in these projects through the C Fund, and the C Fund invest in a lot of things, everything from Wing Riders to Sunday, amongst many others. And it looks like it's probably a total loss. And what was incredibly distasteful to me was the management of these projects seemed to blame Cardano for their failures. I will remind everyone that Ethereum raised $18 million, of which they only got to deploy $9 million because they lost $9 million to market volatility and they didn't hedge their Bitcoin properly. And they delivered the second most valuable cryptocurrency in the world. This was not a funding issue. This was not a platform issue. Looks like it was a leadership issue. Things happen. People sometimes don't execute. People make mistakes. And usually there's something left behind for people to salvage from these situations. Good developers, good leaders, code, something. My hope is, as the forensics work their way through, that we as an ecosystem can discover what value, if any, has been produced. Now, my understanding is, having talked to the C Fund, that the first time we were informed that these projects were having trouble was through Twitter the same time as you guys, which is utterly distasteful. And it shouldn't have happened. You know, and it's a decentralized ecosystem. And the frustration here is that you cannot curate these ecosystems as if there's a single entity running everything. IO doesn't run the show. Emergo doesn't run the show. The CF doesn't run the show. Reality is that it's everyone's collective effort to do better. There's a lot more to do on the Plutus side. There's a lot more to build. The Plutus team is working hard on that, as are many independent developers. And a lot of alternative approaches are being taken thanks to the creativity of the many developers trying to build things on Cardano. Like any new platform, it does take time and it does take effort. But this was the case with Ethereum, and it didn't seem to stop their growth. This was the case with Bitcoin, and it didn't seem to stop their growth. This was the case with Android and iOS, and it didn't seem to stop their growth in that respect. Languages and people, processes and procedures, they always find a way if they have a good idea and there are good people working hard. What truly bothers me is that the crypto media is going to use this as an opportunity to say that Cardano is dead or failing or succumbing to the same forces that killed FTX. And it couldn't be further from the truth. The reality is that in venture capital and with new projects, 80 to 90% will fail. If 1,200 are building, 24 months to 36 months, 800, 900 or more will probably not be here. They'll have consolidated, failed, or stalled to the point where they're no longer economically viable. This is the nature of new endeavors. Good ideas can be great ideas and still fail. Great technology can be great technology and still fail. You require the right people, processes, procedures, execution, strategy, and market conditions in order for something to be successful. Sometimes people get incredibly lucky and they're in the right place in the right time. And sometimes people get incredibly unlucky, where despite how innovative they think and how much great work that they've put in, they're in the wrong conditions to succeed, or in the wrong environment to succeed, with the wrong community to succeed.
In addition to the many projects being built on the ecosystem, the Cardano team is working on several developments that would significantly increase throughput while ensuring optimum security. In addition, more investors are considering Cardano as the next big name in NFTs after Ether, especially with Solana now out of the top 10 cryptocurrencies. On October 27, Dapper reported that in just 1 month, Cardano's NFT trading volume hit the $19 million mark. In his broadcast, Hoskinson discusses some of the developments and the future of the ecosystem.
The power and magic of Cardano is its resilience and durability and its capacity to adjust, grow, and change. And that's where we're currently at. Every single day, we have demonstrated as an ecosystem that we're strong and capable. For example, we just had the Cardano Summit led by the Cardano Foundation. And there we saw more than 50 distributed summits around the world, from Vietnam and Korea to the UK to places in South America and the US. Probably more than 10,000 people attended those, and more than 1,500, I believe, attended the in-person summit in Lausanne, myself included. I didn't see a weak, dying ecosystem there. We saw incredibly passionate and evangelistic people building great things every day. And we saw the same thing at Scottfest. We saw the same thing with the growth overall of the ecosystem. But what this does highlight is that there is a need for us as a community to be better at due diligence and demanding accountability and responsible reporting from the projects who purport to be building on Cardano and are in a position of public trust, either from receiving funds from Catalyst or ISPOs, foundation grants, or venture capital in our ecosystem. They should be more than willing to regularly engage with the community, have weekly or monthly updates on development, demonstrate good source code, including where they're having troubles and problems through Stack Exchange, Discord, or other places. They also should be more than willing to work with the community to help ameliorate and address problems and be intellectually honest about where they're at and where they're going to have delays or troubles. If projects are having funding problems, they absolutely need to get in front of it and point out that conditions have changed and try to work with the community to resolve those particular problems. Perhaps projects could merge together. Perhaps projects can find ways to reduce costs in a novel, creative effort. Maybe business ideas were never viable or were only viable during a bull market. For things to be legitimate and real, they have to survive in a bull and a bear market. So the community has to come together. They have to work together, and we have to come up with ways as one to be able to ensure that these things, as they happen, because more will come, that's the nature of this game. The same happened to Ethereum, the same happened to Bitcoin, the same happened everywhere in the world, that we resolve them one by one. Now, if a project is going to fail, it would be nice if you let your investors know prior to going to Twitter and letting the world know. Again, that was my understanding, that our first contact about this came from Twitter, not privately. I was deeply disappointed about that. And any person who was connected to that, let that be known for future attempts to raise capital. Whichever ecosystem they go to, wherever they go, that's how they behave. And we'll continue building and growing, and a lot of great news on the horizon. SIP 1694 is out there. Love to get more review on it. Constitution is coming. MBO is under construction, and that's an example of an institution that can be used to improve these things. A lot of great enhancements to Catalyst to discuss. A lot of great technology is being built. Markets are really tough right now. FTX, of course, caused a lot of problems, and the excesses of 2021 will take time to clear. There's a lot of work to do on the regulation side, but all things considered, we're a mature adult ecosystem. We have the capability and capacity to be able to do this together and work through it together. So I firmly believe that our best days are ahead of us, and I firmly believe that these kinds of things are great teachable moments for us to temper enthusiasm and transform it into disciplined, methodical work, so that we can continue moving forward.
As of press time, Cardano's native token has a market cap of $10.93 billion and is exchanging hands at $0.31 per token. It has gained 0.6% in the past hour and declined by over 2% in the past week. What are your thoughts on Charles Hoskinson's broadcast and the entirety of the Cardano ecosystem? Please drop your comments and observations in the comments section below. If you aren't already subscribed to the channel, please smash the subscribe button, turn on post notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. Thanks for watching.